Welcome to episode 4 of the Zillathor podcast. So, welcome to episode 4 of the Zillathor podcast. New Year's coming up, and I know it's been a bit since I uploaded one of these, but I guess, I thought that it was better that I waited until I had something to say rather than searching for something to say, because I don't want this to be like half an hour of me talking shit. That's useful to fucking nobody. Not me, not anybody watching. That's fair enough. It's been 2 months since I made my last podcast. I thought it's best that I get one out of the way before the new year. Not out of the way. Get one in the books before the new year, because I want to talk about some stuff. I have a lot of goals and ideas set out for the new year. I have my whiteboard up on the wall. It already has my goals for next year written on it. I'm not going to tell you those yet. Obviously, not going to give away my ideas either. I'm not going to tell you my goals or my ideas. I'm going to show you them in the new year. That's my thought anyway. Plenty that I want to get done. I said to myself that I wasn't going to set too many like numerical goals, but I think the numerical goals are they're in the interest of the progression to it, rather than the number at the end. Like, the number at the end could be anything. I could set that to whatever I want. That was what my thoughts when it came to numerical goals. I didn't want to set them because once you get the number, what then? You're only going to be chasing numbers for ever and ever, and that's not what I want. Plenty of goals, and I was thinking about it. It doesn't really matter that if I don't get there, even if I don't reach the goals, as long as I'm doing the things and making the steps to progress towards them, then that's the outcome I want from the goals. I want me to be pushing and fighting and making things towards those goals. So the goals might not work out. Completely fine with that. I know things like none of the stuff might happen. My goals, my dreams, whatever, might not happen. But you gotta be okay with those not, like, it's okay to know that it might not happen, but you should definitely be afraid of not trying, because if I didn't try, if I give up, got a fucking normal job, then that would eat at my heart for the rest of my life, and that's not what I want. Not at all. It's just, I don't see how anybody would want to live like that, with this like weight over your head. Like, what if I just tried, or what if I tried a bit harder, or what if I did this thing that I was afraid to do, or what if I had have went down this road when I went down this other road? It's way easier. That's not something I want to live with, like hanging over my head. Being afraid to do things is completely fucking normal. Plenty of things I'm afraid of doing, like this talking to camera thing is like something that maybe 10 years ago I would never see myself doing. Never would have been able to like have this dialogue to a camera with thoughts that it's going out to someone else. But this is a weird format. Still weird to me. I'm still got the nerves in my head of it right now as I'm doing it. But you should be afraid of not doing them way more than thing. Examples of things that I was like afraid of doing: talking. I've always wanted to buy a skateboard and learn to skate and try and become part of that community even, but I never did it for whatever reason, like fear of being judged by this person or that person, or fear of even falling or hurting yourself or getting hurt so you can't do other things. But I went and fucking did it. I got a skateboard. Talk more about that at another time. Kind of just haven't really been able to get out much on the skateboard. I got to the skate park a couple of times, but the weather's been crap and it's a bit of a journey. So yeah. what are other things that like like afraid of doing? It's like fear's almost still holding me back from other things. Like it's not gone. It's still here. I'm still afraid of talking to the camera. Um, I'm afraid to sing in front of other people in case I suck. But nobody's told me. Like I always get the idea of those people who were on like X Factor and they think they're the shit. They're like, I'm gonna be the next X Factor. I'm gonna sing in this, and they're dreadful. I have like this weird anxiety that that's me. That I'm just trying too hard and I suck. That's why I don't want to sing in front of people or record videos. But I think I might, like, I want to try and push myself to do more things that I'm afraid of. Always, because then if you don't, you're never going to get over it. You're just always going to be afraid to change or do things. Um, that's just that. That's the end of that point. Don't be afraid to do the shit you want to do. Just fucking start. Go do it. I assure you, anybody that cares won't like chat shit about it, and anybody that chat shit about it probably didn't really care anyway, and they don't matter. Um, yeah, New Year, the goals and stuff I've set out. I've been thinking about it because I've been putting out the podcast and I got actually some good feedback about it, and people who wanted to like maybe like do things or opportunities that I could have said, yeah, let's do that. I want to do that, and I do want to do that in the future. I'm not going to say the new year because with the whole pandemic thing, I'm going to call it the pandemic thing, whatever. That for some reason that fucking triggers me in the back of my head. The pandemic thing is like, not still here. The I want to work with people, but the whole pandemic situation is a big limiting factor. Like I have limiting factors, and then there's another limiting factor on top of that. I haven't always been the greatest like social person, like going out and meeting people and talking with people. Not something I really proactively did. I kind of just got dragged towards it. I kind of just went with the flow. So there's still like this anxious feeling in the back of my head about organizing something with someone, going out and doing it. Like there's so many walls for me to break down before I actually do that. The pandemic thing is a whole another level of stuff I have to weigh because I'm not getting to it that far, but I really can't be in contact with that at all. Not gonna go further than that, but I can't. No, nobody obviously nobody fucking wants to, but I can't. So you have to be patient with me coming up to the new year. I will work with other people. I'll say it now. I will work with other people, other creatives, do other things, but just not right now. You know, I do tend to do a lot of these things on my own, and I would actually was thinking about the other day. Like I was trying to working through a thought where it's stemmed from, well, start from the start. I went to the skate park. It's fun getting out there. I'm fine going and doing things by myself, fair enough, but it started to get busy, and I was trying to do this one line, go up one side, roll back fakie, and then get down the other side, and I kind of got that, and I didn't know where to go from that next, and in like suddenly in like a skate park full of people, I kind of just felt like really lonely or alone because I couldn't automatically reach out and talk to someone, or like I was kind of just on my own. You know, it was a feeling of loneliness, and it kind of sucked, but it's because I haven't. No, it's kind of because I don't have anybody that is doing the same things as me. Like even with like Twitch and YouTube and stuff, it like I don't have another person doing that same thing with me. That's where the loneliness comes from. It's weird. It's easier to get over that when I'm here because this is my room. Obviously, I don't want more and more people in it, but you don't feel lonely here. This just feels like my space. But if this space was taken and put in somewhere else, then it would start to feel lonely, which is weird. Um, it's weird that I kind of worked through that thought. I was listening to the fucking Justin Bieber song. It's called fucking Lonely. But there was a part where he was talking about you don't understand that side of things because you're not doing it. I think that's where the loneliness kind of came from. Like, I don't have someone to bounce nobody's doing the same things, so I can't bounce stuff back and forth. That's the problem. I need to connect with more people that are doing the same kind of thing, so to speak. That was just a whole tangent of me trying to work out that one emotion or thought. That process of learning and working things out is important in every fucking aspect of your life. Like, trying to work out, just say you have a fucking puzzle, trying to work out the puzzle is part of the process. Because, like, weird thought about jigsaw puzzles. Once you do a jigsaw puzzle, what the fuck do you do then? You either take it apart or you glue it and it's no longer a puzzle. You know? The process is the thing that is enjoyable about that. Like, working it out, whether it's like working out how to play the guitar, learning through your finger movements, working out all that, learning your hand movements for drawing. That's the process. And the process is important because it's the journey from that one starting place to the end goal, or where you are now, possibly. Like, my cousin, he loves like games and computers and stuff, and he come up and he seen all my setup, and he was like, I'll never have that, it's so much, this was so expensive, that was so expensive, because he was kind of just weighing up if it was attainable for him. I feel like, but he didn't see the process of starting here. Like, I started with an Xbox, and then I got a PC, and a PC and one monitor, and then the Xbox was on TV, and then I went from that to like 2 monitors to a better PC to 3 monitors to better parts again. That whole process he missed out on, because, well, he missed out on the process because obviously he didn't see all the steps. But I feel like in a lot of aspects of YouTube and streaming and even learning stuff, people don't see they just see the A and the Z. They don't see the rest of the letters in the middle. I think in the new year I want to be more open and record and stream and stuff like that, parts of the process behind things. Like, I think I wanted to do IRL stream to the skateboard, so I could show the progress of me learning a trick or me doing this. But obviously it's good other content, because mostly just playing games on Twitch. It's good to have like another niche of content to kind of draw yourself out of the same rut of things over and over again. I want to do more things like that. Like, I think I might maybe attempt to learn. Like, I've had a guitar for the longest time ever. I've got fucking three guitars and a ukulele. Don't know how to play either of the 3 of them. I want to show the process of learning that. Like, be open and talk with other people who are maybe learning, or somebody who's at the other end of the spectrum who can impart knowledge or a thought or teachings upon you. And then once I get up a bit, then impart my knowledge and teaching onto someone else. That's something I want to do a lot more in my content next year. Even in photography, I've been kind of like, my sister's always like photography, but I kind of let her, well, not let her, I didn't teach her. I showed her a YouTube video. She'd shout at me if I said I taught her. Um, Imparting what I knew about cameras and taking photos onto her is fucking fun. It's cool to like share something like that. Well, obviously I've got the outcome of like I got cool photographs out of it, but the process of learning and teaching is a fun cycle to do. I just want to do more of that in the new year, I think, because the process is just as important as whatever fucking end goal you have. Like whatever end goal up on the end, I have up on the board, the process is so much more important than that number. You know, um, that's something I want to like physically show, like the physical progression of learning something, as well as the journey of trying to reach a goal. Um, Plenty of goals for the new year. I may or may not make them, but I'm sure as fuck gonna try. This year has been shit for everyone else, but really kind of good for me because it made me think and focus on the things that are important to me. Like I want like them goals up on the board are more important to me than anything else at the minute. Like very little trumps that. That's what I want to do. I don't want to go have a shit job and be miserable or drink and party all the time. I want to build things. I want to build my stream. Obviously, like we're through. It's hard to talk about because I don't think it often is. But with all this stuff becomes like money. People see money on like, oh, YouTuber X makes this much money. I don't really care about that. I don't want that. I just want to be able to do things with the money once I get there. Obviously, obviously, I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm gonna have like security type money, set some shit aside. But all this tons of shit, is going to make other things better, and it's all in the future. This new year's gonna be great, and I'm gonna fucking make it. So, you know. See you next time. Peace. Right at the end, I forgot to say, podcast won't be out every single week, but I will try to do more of them. Like, because I want to have something to say before I make a podcast. Otherwise, I'm just talking shit. See you next year.